So friends, today we'll discuss about the design of the thick pressure vessels. Last time we already discussed about the thin pressure vessel. In part 1 we have decided different type of cell, thin and thick uh, type of cell. Then we have designed the thick cylindrical cell under the two force, longitudinal and circumferential stress. Then we have seen some numericals on that, how to calculate the thickness or vice versa. You can calculate the hoop stress and longitudinal stress too. Then we have discussed about the thin pressure vessel in spherical shape having longitudinal stress. Now today we'll discuss about the design of the thick cylindrical pressure vessel. So here you have to see thick cylindrical pressure vessel, as you discussed earlier, with respect to application point of view, are gun barrels, specifically gun barrels or high hydraulic cylinder under the high pressure is one of the prime important concept while designing the thick cylindrical cell. The main thing is very high internal fluid pressure. So that is the main requirement of going for the thick pressure vessel. So this is about the thick pressure vessel, and if we are considering the thick wall, as you can see, we are considering the thick wall, and thin wall is like this. Just have to see. This is very thin wall, so there is no. We are assuming stress distribution is very equal from inner to outer surface inside whole the thickness. But here in this case, we have to see in thick cylindrical cell, one of the main concept is what? The thickness is considerably large. So we are not assuming the stress distribution uniform throughout the thickness. So the main concept is this, on which thick pressure vessel is to be designed under the development of tangential and radial stresses over the thickness of the material. So that is the concept that you have to keep in mind while designing the thick pressure vessel. Now to see how tangential and radial distributions are there. Just have to see as the thick pressure vessel, the pressure P is coming forcing over the wall of the vessel, and considerably thickness is high. Okay, so the two types of stresses are generated over the entire span of the thickness. One is the tangential stress and another one is the radial stress. Now here you have to keep in mind, tangential stress is maximum at the inner portion, gradually reducing and becomes minimum at the edge of the vessel, outer surface of the vessel. Whereas in case of radial stress is again maximum, same, maximum at the inner surface of the vessel and gradually decreasing and becomes zero at the end, at the outer surface. But tangential stress never becomes zero. Okay. Now, for calculating or for deriving the equation of tangential stress and radial stress, we have to assume some small section of the thickness delta x dx, small section of the thickness dx. This is the entire thickness T, over which we are considering the small section dx in designing the tangential and radial stress. How we have to design that I will show you in the upcoming slides. So you have to keep in mind this Lam's equation for deciding the tangential and radial stress at any radius x. So over the entire span of the thickness T, you have to take any distance from inner surface, that distance is x, then your sigma T, this is sigma T. Sigma T is equal to P into I, internal pressure, into Ri square minus PO into RO square plus sorry, divided by rho square minus ri square plus ri square into rho square by x square. So that is the thing in bracket pi minus po rho minus square minus ri square. Now here you have to keep in mind that pi is the internal pressure and po is the external pressure, whereas ri is the inner radius and rho is the outer radius. So thickness is definitely rho minus ri here in this case, and x is the distance from where you have to calculate the sigma t. Similarly, for r, same equation is there. Instead of plus here, you have to put it as minus only. That is the only difference between tangential and radial stress, plus or minus. And this equation is famously known as Lamb's equation. This equation is famously known as Lamb's equation. Now here what you have to do, this Lamb's equation, what you have to do, suppose you have to take x as maximum. X as maximum means say rho at the outer surface. Then you have to imagine how this becomes zero. That I will show you in the upcoming slides, because we have already seen that radial stress at the outer surface is zero. So outer surface means x is equal to rho, and inner surface means x is equal to ri, where sigma t is maximum and sigma r is also maximum. So this is about how tangential and radial stresses are distributed. Now here you have to see, we are only considering the internal pressure in design of the thick pressure vessel, because outer surface we are assuming it as zero. There is no outer surface, the outer or external pressure is there. So by default we are converting pi as zero and considering pi as p. Pi is equal to p, and modifying the same equation as we have written in the previous slide. So sigma t is equal to become this, and sigma r is becoming this, where only difference is plus for the tangential stress and minus for the radial stress. Now here you have to see, suppose you have to take rho, x is equal to rho, then rho divided by rho means 1, 1 minus 1 0, and 0 multiplied by whole, these things become 0. That is the way why sigma r becomes 0 at the outer surface. And suppose you have to put x is equal to ri, then it becomes maximum. Here you have to put x is equal to ri, then sigma t becomes maximum, and you have to put x is equal to rho, for example, say, then sigma t never becomes 0. So some value is always there for the sigma t, and sigma r becomes 0. So that is the thing why sigma r becomes 0. So these two equations you have to keep in mind while calculating the stress distribution. So this is about the sigma t maximum. How we can find out the sigma r maximum and sigma r minimum by putting the value of x in form of ri and rho in the subsequent equations. Here point you have to keep in mind is that maximum radial stress is exactly equal to the internal pressure applied, but in opposite direction. So that is the thing why we are putting it as minus p, and accordingly you can find out by means of the equation. Suppose you have to substitute the rho is equal to ri plus t at any thickness, because rho is nothing but the ri radius, ri internal radius plus thickness t. Okay, so we have to put, if rho is equal to ri plus t, and modifying the equation and calculating the value. In this case, this is simple mathematics, and finding the value of t, you will get this equation. You will get this equation. That equation you have to keep in mind while calculating the thickness T for the thick pressure vessel. When sigma T is given, material, this is the material property, and P is the pressure. So this is about the T. By putting the RO is like this. Now we have to see one example so you can easily understand about how we can use this particular equation. So a cast iron cylinder, cast iron is there. Yes, keep in mind cast iron is the brittle material of an internal diameter D. The internal diameter D is given 200 mm and thickness T is given 50 mm, is subjected to internal pressure of 5 Newton per mm square. Calculate the tangential and radial stress at inner, middle means radius 125 and outer surface. So here inner, middle and outer surface. Okay. Why it is considered as 125? Because 250 plus thickness 50, 250 total 250 mm divided by 2, that is 125. So that is the middle. Now we have to govern the equation by putting the value of x only. Once you have to put the value of x as Ri, once you have to put the value of x as 125, and then you have to put the value of x as Ro at the outer surface. Let me see how we have to see this. So just put the sigma t is equal to p into Ri square divided by Ro square minus Ri square into bracket 1 plus Ro square upon x square. So this is the equation, and sigma t and sigma r at the outer surface. R at the outer surface means 150. Ro is equal to outer surface means Ri plus t. Okay. Middle means 125 and Ri means inner surface. And now simply have to put the value in this equation, sigma t, to calculate the sigma t and sigma r. So here you have to see sigma t is equal to this equation, tangential stress at inner surface Ri. Inner surface means Ri. Okay, sigma t inner. Sigma t middle, x is equal to 125. That you have to keep in mind. X is equal to 100, x is equal to 125, and sigma r and sigma, just have to see, x is equal to r outer surface. Tangential stress at the inner surface, tangential stress at the inner surface, tangential stress at the middle, and tangential stress at the outer surface. Inner, middle, and outer surface. Tangential stress sigma t by keeping the value of x, by changing the value of x only. 150, 125, and 100. Okay. And same way, we have to easily calculate the radial stress at the middle. This is the fundamental equation of sigma r, where you have to put x is equal to Ri at the inner surface 100, inner minus 5, inner is the maximum, and in nature compressive. Middle you have to put 125 and you will get 1 minus 170, 1.76. And at the outer surface, if you are putting x is equal to Ro 150, then by default it becomes 0. Ro divided by Ro means 1 minus 1, 0, 0 into this term will becomes 0. So sigma r is always 0 and it is minimum, and this is maximum. The maximum value of sigma r is the internal pressure, but in compressive in nature. So this is about the sigma r. Now this is the design for the brittle material that we have previously discussed. Suppose you have to take ductile material, then Lam's equation is modified according to the maximum principal stress theory. Sigma t maximum is equal to P into Ro square plus Ri square divided by Ro square minus Ri square. And minimum principal stress, sigma t minimum is the minus minimum principal stress minus P at the outer surface. So maximum shear stress is equal to what? This is sigma t maximum. Okay. Sigma t maximum. Now you have to consider maximum principal stress theory here. You have to consider maximum principal stress theory here. and finding the maximum shear stress as sigma t maximum minus sigma t minimum by 2. Sigma t maximum minus sigma t minimum by 2. Here we have to put minimum principal stress at outer surface is minus p in form of radial stress. Okay, but and we have to take maximum as sigma t tangential stress. Okay, so we have to consider tangential stress sigma t, finding the sigma t maximum at the inner surface and sigma t minimum at the outer surface becomes never zero. So putting the value of r in that equation, x, putting the value of x. So here you have to keep in mind minus p is by default sigma t minimum. So here I can show you sigma t minimum. So here you have to see 8 megapascal outer surface, 8 megapascal is there. But ideally from this equation you can see it is minimum. So use this equation, price p ri square upon r square minus ri square, r square minus ri square, price p ri square upon r square minus ri square. And according to the principal stress theory, it becomes minus p. Keep in mind we are considering principal stress theory here. So that is the difference between these two. So I have shown you the previous slides. And using these two equations to get the tau max. So tau max is equal to this one. Tau is equal to p into this one. This equation we have to derive this equation. Very simple mathematics is there. Just derive this equation. The rho is going to put rho as ri plus t. And by putting the rho as ri plus t, our main objective is to calculate the thickness t. So simplifying this equation again, and you will get this t, this equation in the form of tau. This equation in form of tau from the all derivation. And we are converting the value of CSS. Tau is usually taken as 1/2 of the tensile strength. Tau is normally considered as 1/2 of the tensile strength. Tau is equal to 1/2 of the sigma t or sigma t by 2. So if you have to put tau as sigma t by 2, then sigma t, tau is equal to sigma t by 2. You have to put sigma t by 2 here, sigma t by 2 here, and modifying the equation and multiplying the term with the 2, we get the equation in form of sigma. We get the equation in form of sigma in place of direct stress. Shear stress, we are getting the equation in form of tensile stress. Normally what happens, tensile stresses are applied over the pressure vessels. Ideally we are converting the tensile stress. So this equation you have to use while giving the ductile material for calculating the thickness of the pressure vessel. Now I will show you an example how to use this theory, how to use this equation to calculate the thickness. So here you have to see ductile. Now here you have to keep in mind, in the previous example we have kept the brittle. Here ductile thick cylindrical shell of internal pressure is given 150 mm. As well, diameter is given as 150 mm, has to withstand an internal fluid pressure as 50 Newton per mm square. Determine thickness so that the maximum shear stress in this section does not exceed 150. Shear stress is given. So tau is given 150. So sigma t is equal to double. But directly you can use the equation of tau to calculate the sigma. To calculate the thickness. So this is the equation. As tau is given, so you can directly use this equation to calculate the thickness and put the value in your assignment section. So this is about the design of thick cylindrical pressure vessel by use of the Lamb's equation. So in nutshell, you have to keep in mind about the design of the thick cylindrical pressure vessel by calculating tangential stress and radial stress at outer and inner surface and at any distance x between the entire thickness t. And then you have to keep in mind about the calculation of the thickness t by means of the brittle material equation, and or if ductile material is given, then you have to use this equation. So this is about how design of thick cylindrical pressure vessel is to be done. Okay. Also here you have to see one example on find the thickness of the flat and ductile cover. Flat and ductile cover plate. We have to calculate the ductile cover plate for 1 Newton per mm square boiler. The pressure is indirectly given and diameter is also given, and limiting tensile stress is given here. You have to see. So here what you have to do, tensile stresses are given and you have to design for the ductile cover plate instead. So you have to use the same equation, but what you have to do here, you have to use the sigma t equation and finding the t. So this is about how the tensile stress equation is used similarly and finding the equation. So this is about the design of the pressure vessel, thick cylindrical pressure vessel. In the upcoming video lectures, you have to see more topics on machine design. Keep in touch with us. Thank you.